Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Manchester City lost at home to Tottenham 2-0 at the etihad. It was a fantastic game of football. Frank did a fantastic job. If you look at his tactics in that game, he outsmarts Guardiola. Guardiola was trying to do all this passing, but they countered and won that game. And here with a fan to tell us what he thinks about that game. OG, how far now?
I did alright, my brother. Well, the Man City fans, they didn't expect it. That's
they didn't expect it at all.
And Tottenham played exceptionally well since they changed their coach. Postecoglou was a winning coach, but also Thomas Frank has brought that same energy into the wardrobe and workroom, and seeing the work rates that the entire players out there are putting in. It's one to really commend. Look at Kudus putting in energy. You won't see that kind of energy when he was in West Ham.
Leave that thing.
You can imagine when you meet a club that has vision and has ambition, and you'd want to, prove to the coach as well that you are there to win not just matches but win for the team and show the world that you can win at other teams too, like Manchester City. Also, a coach like Pep Guardiola, I'm sure that he didn't expect that, and that was a wonderful one for Tottenham.
Okay, if you look at the way Frank set up his team to counter, and he worked for the first goal, the counter attack, but the second goal is where the problem is. Yeah. Trafford wanted to pass out and he was intercepted and they considered that goal. Do you think that Pep Guardiola should go and get another goalkeeper?
I think Pep Guardiola has enough goalkeepers and enough players. He just has this problem that he wants everybody to fit into the kind of formation he plays. And because of that, the owners also would be ready to go ahead and spend just as much as Guardiola would want them to spend. Well, looking for good goalkeepers this time around, there are a few names to mention because everybody now is trying to hold on to what they have. Looking at the new formats the whole leagues are going with, there are a few goalkeepers out there that are probably free and would want to.
For PSG.
Donnarumma, yes, from PSG is one name up there. And Guardiola, looking at how the relationship he has had with Donnarumma in the long years, also knowing the kind of experience Donnarumma brings to a team like PSG, we saw what happened in the Club World Cup. We also saw what he's been doing in the Champions League and so on. So I feel like it would be a very good pick for Guardiola if he goes for Donnarumma.
Okay, now Frank, Tottenham have not won the league.
Yes,
but do you think that
not.
Tottenham can challenge for this particular league this season? Do you think that they have a squad to do that this season?
I think they do have a chance, but it's too early to say because the season has just started. They've won 2 games, which is commendable. Unlike Tottenham, with the high line they played under Postecoglou, it's a lot to really look at right now and decide, because the fate of other teams like Liverpool, we can talk about Chelsea also, who did wonderful yesterday against the Graham Potter's side, West Ham. There's just it's too soon to say.
Okay, Manchester City, do you think that the thing that is worrying Manchester City, they worry them again this season? They don't carry and come this season, or do you think it's just a one-off thing?
I think that Manchester City are living on past glory. It's too soon to It's too. I think they've had their grace, they've had their opportunity to win back-to-back Premier Leagues, but now the entire league is awake, including teams like Sunderland, we can see, who has been balling out since they came back from relegation. It's a lot to really put our eyes on with Guardiola and the Man City team. They are a set of talented side, don't get me wrong, but to say that their eyes on the current Premier League this season, it's a long stretch. We're looking at teams like Arsenal, who have gone big in the market as well. We're looking at teams like Chelsea, who have just brought in bright stars. Estavio shining out yesterday. It's too soon to say what Man City would be doing in the Premier League at this point.
Okay, do you think that what you are saying that Pep Guardiola don't fade up?
He has faded.
Now,
I won't say that, but I won't want to step on the toes of Manchester.
Pep is Pep.
Of course,
he has done magic throughout his stay at the Premier League. But in this particular
he's
game,
a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah, he's losing 2-0. I think he's going to be furious with his guys.
He would be furious with his guys. And I mean, if I was the coach, I would be furious with every single person, including the jerseys they wore. Because how else would you explain that
you're at home?
I mean, losing at home at the Etihad Stadium, that's a place where champions were born. We talk about Aguero, who showed out with the jersey. We talk about Naija. Of course, that image will still be with him. He has coached so many brilliant players in the past, and of course, he would want to go for the title again, but it's just maybe at some point way ahead of him at this point.
Okay, a fantastic game of football for Frank. Frank actually did well in this game, winning that game at etihad, second game in a row that he has won. Hopefully, he's going to take Tottenham and challenge for the league, even though they are outsiders. Nobody expects them to actually
the underdogs.
They are underdogs, but anything can happen. But Pep Guardiola, even though he's lost this trip over, everybody's eye go see the shine because he can turn he can just go like 10 games winning, even though he didn't do it last season, but he can do it 10 games, 15 games winning streak. But let's see what happens. But in this particular game, Frank had smart Pep Guardiola to win at Etihad 2 goals to 0.